On the night of March 8, 2014, a Boeing 777 deviated from its flight path while traveling from the Malaysian capital Kuala Lumpur to Beijing. This remains the last message ever received from flight MH370.
Good night, Malaysian 370.
It's been 10 years since that pilot's chilling goodbye, and we're still no closer to understanding what happened. The disappearance of MH370 remains one of the world's biggest aviation mysteries. And as Adam reports from Kuala Lumpur, the families of the 239 people on board are still desperate for answers.
Well, a decade on from the disappearance of flight MH370, and we still have very little idea about what happened to the plane that flew out of this city. The absence of any evidence prolongs the pain for those with loved ones on board. And I've been speaking to Grace Nathan, whose mother was on the flight.
Grief and loss is already something that's very complicated in and of itself. There's no textbook and there's no formula on how to deal with grief and closure. But in the case of MH370, it's a lot more complex. There's many added layers of complexity because we have absolutely no idea what happened. We don't know why MH370 turned around, why she continued flying, why this happened, how it happened, where the plane is. Like all of these questions that we asked 10 years ago, we ask every single day.
There are no events today in Kuala Lumpur to mark a decade since the plane vanished, but there was a gathering last weekend. It was a chance for the friends and family impacted by this tragedy to come together, as they often do at this time of year, remembering the 239 passengers and crew on board. Now, the initial disappearance of flight MH370 sparked a massive international search, and there have been subsequent smaller searches in parts of the Indian Ocean where the plane is believed to have crashed. The wreckage has never been found, with just smaller parts of the plane washing up on remote beaches. But now the official investigation could be reopened. Malaysian Transport Minister Anthony Loke spoke at the recent memorial event, and as reported by local journalist Melissa Goh, he's ready to meet with American marine robotics company Ocean Infinity to discuss about resuming the search for MH370 following a fresh proposal under a no-find, no-fee basis on an area covering 15,000 square kilometres. The Malaysian Prime Minister has also not ruled out the investigation reopening. Now, reaction here in Malaysia has been mixed. Some are keen for the search to continue, whilst others are tiring of the time and money that has been spent on it already. But the absence of much official information about what happened to the plane has created a void, and that void has been filled by many different theories, some more outlandish than others. But there's also now plenty of new ideas about different methods that could be used to try and locate the plane's wreckage.
I know this is going to sound weird, but Barnacles are helping us solve the mystery of what happened to the missing Malaysia Airlines Flight 370. So a news hit around the world that one of the wings from MH370 washed up on shore covered in barnacles. It was an exciting opportunity in the sclerochronology world. The size of the largest barnacles suggested that they could have been growing for more than a year. In other words, right after the plane vanished in March of 2014. So for the next 8 years, an international team developed an equation to track the ocean temperatures that these barnacles traveled through, which could translate that temperature history into a drift pathway that could lead us back to the crash.
For now, though, the mystery still hasn't been solved, and the pain is prolonged for those with loved ones on board flight MH370.